Hello and welcome. I'm sure everybody's in holiday mode, so I will make this nice, concise, and informative. So you don't have to worry what SASI is. I'm sure most of you guys really have an idea what SASI does, but I'm gonna do something different this time and pretend like you never heard of it, and I'm gonna go one by one and give you the benefits of SASE and kind of answer some of the most common inquiries and uh, also kind of most common detractions from SASE because it is something that is existing out there on the internet and it's hosted by others. So, long story short, SASE is everything remote access, secure remote access, and it's has been evolved from SEC, which is a secure access, and part of it is the networking part that we provide the connection between the users, branches, the applications, and other resources, whether they are on-prem and or in the on the web or in the cloud. And so, in our particular case here at Checkpoint, it provides you one single network that you have a full control over, with full zero trust posture, and at the same time provides some additional things that people need. So, in the case of SaaS applications that you might want to connect to, we provide CASP to secure the access to those. We provide also a full firewall as a service, including threat prevention, anti-bot, and antivirus. We also provide the DLP, and I'm gonna go one by one about those things that we provide and how we do it here at Checkpoint. First, we have as I mentioned, there's a CASP secure web gateway. So you're gonna be having your URL filtering and categories that you can block, allow. You're gonna have your zero trust network access that I'm gonna talk more down the road, and you're gonna have secure access to your applications, whether they are the ones on the web or you host it on-prem or in the cloud. We provide a single IP address for your network that you can limit your access would have to come from that single IP address in order to be accessible. That you can do on the application end and on our end. To eliminate the huge attack surface, because unless they are coming from a known device and a from that specific IP address, everything else would be dropped. So situation where your credentials might be compromised. Believe it or not, that wouldn't help necessarily to get to your environment, because they would have to have more than that. It would have to be let's say, the conditions could be a variety of things, like to come from a company-owned devices, to be part of the Active Directory, to have a uh, multi-level authentication, and then to also, as I said, come from that particular uh, point of access. Another thing, we have, as I mentioned, firewall as a service. We have intrusion detection and protection. We have URL filtering, which would be a part of secure web gateway. And from there, We provide SSL inspection. We also kind of what we do. And it's a new hybrid model of SASE. We offload some of the SASE functionality on the endpoint, and some of those functionalities would be URL filtering because and there is a reason for that. One, your connections are going to be twice as fast as any other of our competitors. And second is that you have full visibility at the endpoint level. So you can do URLF filtering. You can also do DLP, and that you can get compliant with many of the regulations or best practices out there. You can all connect, as I mentioned, to branches. You can have traffic steering, so only certain traffic would be going through the network, the one that would access the resources. The rest can be offloaded to can be steered in to go outside of those resources, but in a secure way with a variety of protection, anyway from zero-day protection, URL filtering, intrusion detection, and malware prevention. So you have a full single vendor SASE product that would help you get all of these things resolved. And some of those things are integrations with a variety of identity providers, enforcement of those roles from identity providers, and access rules, groups. So you have easy time of having one single access to a identity provider, provide limits and just access that is needed, no more nor less, with the management that you wouldn't have to go through several different platforms in order to accomplish that. As I said, the SSL and decryption is available, and the policy is a single policy with one pane of glass. I'm going to go over that a little bit later. You can connect your data centers. You can connect your cloud locations. So all of that stuff would be available through this product. From there, uh, here is what we as a nomenclature use for the part of SASE. So you have, as I said, security service edge, and then a WAN edge that both of those things would provide you with SASE capabilities. We already mentioned all of these things: browser isolation, data protection, decryption, and more. We also uh, have mentioned a zero trust access. So leaving one module, going into another, or accessing certain applications or on-prem resources, each one of those steps would be followed with a inquiry with your identity provider, making sure that you are who you are, that you are coming from a device that is appropriate, and that you have privileges to access those resources. So, stealing a token wouldn't do anything in this situation. So it would really have to be have all these permissions in order to go any further. So that's an easy adaptation of ZTNA, where you would have lots of work and lots of connecting tissue in order to make it happen with a multiple providers and multiple products. So to establish and achieve zero trust network access. From there, the network that we provide would easily replace your VPN capability. Uh, it would be a secure access with GRE or IPsec connection. Each connection would have redundancy, which you cannot necessarily say for VPN connections. And we would also establish a full mesh between users, sites, and resources that are being accessed, whether from on-prem or remote. From there, the user experience would be much better because of our hybrid model, where we offload some of the SASE capabilities to the endpoint and make some inspections over there. We also can cover distributed applications no matter where they are. We also have a one point of management and a single pane of glass for all of this, where you have one policy across the board, and you don't have to go on different portals and do the same thing over and over again. And then we reduce attack surface by having all your traffic that contains your data, important data, going to that one network that is well protected and has a protections that would guarantee that, not guarantee, there is no guarantees of anything, but would limit your vulnerabilities in rather large way. From there, so here is some of the architecture that I just mentioned. So you wouldn't need those MPLS circuits or dark web circuits that we would replace that. And from there, we would also connect to a multi-cloud provider, whether it's private or public. And we also would take care of a remote user all in one fell swoop. From there, private access would be to provide access to resources and branches, where a internet access would provide for secure web access that has all the protections, like people on-prem and having all of the modules enabled to protect them from network-based attacks. And to add to all of those capabilities, we also provide, with the product included, a full SD-WAN, so you can do a traffic monitoring, steering, and prioritizing. Also with simple rules that would, let's say, your traffic going to the Office 365 would be routed through that particular network, and provide for security, for identification and privileges. Where going, let's say, to google.com would go through without going through the net, but being inspected by URL filtering, IDP, and so on and so on. So that would be that. So we have quite a few data centers out there, our POP locations. We have acquired those by when we acquired P81, a pioneer in SSC, that we joined their capabilities with our capabilities to provide a single vendor SASE solution. I am gonna go and change now a little bit, and get a little different deck here, so I can go to a couple of other things. So with this, I think everything is kind of self-explanatory. I will say that you can also have ZTNA without agentless ZTNA or unmanaged users. Usually that is used for third parties that have to have access to certain things, but only those things, and limit them don't have any other access. And that's where we also shine. And it's simple to establish, and can be different rules can be applied for different vendors. So you can have multiple connections that would take care of security and any kind of possibility of infiltration via partners. From there, as far as the speed, and that's the most common detraction from SASE, checkpoint, the throughput is almost double than the closest vendors out there, and it has a minimal latency because of the hybrid model that we provide. And here is the couple important things that I want to reiterate. We have on-device protection. Then we have managed users that would connect to all these different things. Then you have unmanaged users that are the ones that you want to give limited access to. Uh, Private and public internet access and private access are differentiated by what they provide. It's mostly access to resources with private access and access to the internet with public access. In this particular slide, the DLP is missing, but you can add that to it and would provide for full stack of protections, which single vendor SASE also should provide. Uh, Here are some numbers. I'm not going to say that all the other vendors are bad, but there are some things that we can do better. And most important things is speed and full mesh access, which is difficult to achieve otherwise with a VPN or MLSP or whichever way you are connecting currently. So there we go. So these are all our data center locations. We have edge locations in the cloud as well. As you can see, if you are United States only, there is wide coverage there, and you will show up in the area that you are really at. So some SSE solution would show you that you are somewhere else and you wouldn't be able to browse locally and get your favorite restaurant. You would have to go through several steps. With this, our solution, you would show on the map where you actually are, and all your search results would be local. And we are expanding this network on a day-to-day basis and providing more to it. All these have redundancy in place, so you're not gonna be losing your access because something fails out there. Here are some kind of going over the summary of what SASE provides. And I think all of these things have been mentioned, and our architecture is something that we are really proud of, and the level of protection is second to none, and the ease of access, but secure access to your resources is done simply. The deployment, which is done by us, takes about an hour, and it is covering up to tens of thousands of people. So if you have a large organization and you wonder if that would be something for you, you can rely on us. Here are some, pardon me. Here are some of the. We have about 12,000 customers now. This is SASE as a product is relatively recent. We have taken P81 over 3 years ago and then added our capabilities to it along the way to get the full SASE capability. So let's say full SASE capability, it's about a year or two old. But as you can see, we have a very successful deployments out there. Here's how it looks like on an architectural map. So a couple of things to mention here is that you can have access via Windows devices, Apple devices, Linux devices, and Chrome laptops. Your mobile devices can access that, your iOS or Android, And then, as I mentioned, you're going to have your agentless access. There is a integration with a variety of provider. Any SAML 2.0 provider will do. And here are some of them that I mentioned that we integrate very well with. We have a artificial intelligence that is in the backbone behind all of this, our threat cloud, that has the largest depository of its kind, and about 60 different engines, AI engines, machine learning, and a behavioral analysis that goes into every single thing that we do. From there, you can see how the connections can be done to a variety of SaaS applications. There you can see some of them. Really, it doesn't matter which ones they are. We can provide secure access and provide security also via API. And last but not least, access to the cloud can be secured, usually for your backend, but can be used in any which way you see fit. SD-WAN underlines all of this, so you don't have to worry about not being able to prioritize the things that need real-time full access, like let's say Zoom meetings, voice over IP, team meetings, and such things that take lots of bandwidth. We can easily prioritize those and not have disconnections because it hasn't been done right. And from there, there's a couple of examples of what we do and what our customers are doing. I just show you this because of the scale that we can accomplish with that. Here's 100 plus thousand employees across the globe, and which protocols they are used, what did they lock, and so on and so on. Another one, manufacturer, and they needed to scale easily. They have 2-day POC and decided on it and fully deployed over one weekend. So you can see how quickly you can get to what you have right now, probably mesh of between 10 and 12, 20 different products that you're working on to get it into a one single product with one point of management and get all of this done well, we can get it done for you in the first place. So there is also a bonus there. Here is for the energy provider. You can see that how many connections we can establish, and they were impressed by our onboarding time, device posture checks that we do on devices, so to make sure that they're compliant. Let's say we check whether or not they have anti-malware running, or it doesn't have to be Checkpoint, could be somebody else's, or whether or not their latest version of the software, or which minimum version of the software they need to have on their Windows machine or on the Macs. So all those things can be done in this, and from there, insurance company. I think all these companies evaluate others, and we get because we get it because we can be competitive in simplicity of deployment, be competitive in the speed of connections, and certainly be competitive with price offering because of the hybrid nature of it. So there is not we don't incur that much of a cost with managing all those connection via gateways that we have in our data centers and in the cloud. So those charges we do not have. So here we go. There's some things that I have manage that I have spoken about already. Inventory management is one of those things that you can easily see your devices and whether or not they are uh, properly deployed or some other things that might come to mind. Here is some. This one is older. We have a couple of these that in a leader area. And let me see, full mesh network. Uh, if you're international, you're gonna appreciate the global nature of this network, and you're certainly gonna appreciate the full mesh because you don't have to reinvent the connections every time there's something else is coming in. The onboarding of new applications, new locations, users is as simple as sending a QR code and as simple as establishing a connector to a local point. From there, internet access, we already covered this, and we covered this. So these are the things that I mentioned as a penalty for cloud-only SASE, and that's why people were running away from it because it slowed their business down. So the future doesn't wait for anybody, so we have made it happen as a single vendor and made some things very unique and very powerful. From there, the location, the browser security. So there is where we protect you from data loss, zero-day attacks, phishing, and all kinds of other stuff. And sandboxing, file sanitation, all of these have no impact on a user experience, and protects also what people could copy or paste inside of the browser if you want to prevent people from leaking things that are confidential that require data protection. And here it goes. It is a full capability. We have lots of predefined data types, and you can make custom data types, which is very important. And for goes both ways for uploads and downloads. SaaS access. It is just to reiterate that we got we are immune to like password-based attacks because of the single access point being that one IP address that that network would have to the outside world, and limiting access to that would limit their ability to do anything or join or access any of those applications that we mentioned. Yeah, these things have mentioned. The management is all in one pane of glass. I will show it at the end. And from there, performance, we have also mentioned that. We cover different conferencing with the WAN link. As you can see, all of these are covered. And we have over 100,000, 10,000 applications that we cover, and they're very granular in nature. So you can steer your traffic whichever way works for you. And here is an example of the rule where you want to have uninterrupted, where you want to optimize your connections. As you can see, rules are very, very simple and for SD-WAN, and very, very simple to deploy because it's part of the initial deployment. If you know anything about Checkpoint, you know that our firewall top of the line, and we have anything from a small mom and pop shop to a large data center firewalls, including the virtual firewalls that can live pretty much anywhere, and are very, very particularly important for your cloud deployments. And the price, the architecture, and the compliance. This is also very important. We are all we are meeting all these regulatory standards. So if you are a hospital or if you are international, GDPR probably applies to you. And the industry standard of SOC 2 or ISO 27001 is also things that we are compliant with. So you don't you as far as the compliance in that sense, you don't have to worry much about that. From there, this is the end of the presentation. I will stop this sharing and start sharing some other stuff and slideshow. And let me and escape out to this one. And let me go and see if I can get inside of our portal. There we go. I'll try to make this quick. So we're going to have access to it. And here we are. Let me share screen and Infinity Portal. Hopefully everybody can see it. So here is one pane of glass for all our products, not only a SASE. The SASE is just part of our Harmony, the securing the workspace, and there's other products in there, as you can see. Everything that is for the workspace. We have quite a few products that all by themselves are top of the line products and can do things like combine multiple products into one, especially endpoint, where you don't have to go and manage things across the board by 10 or 20 different products. CloudGuard protection, Quantum or gateways, we provide MDR and a SOC as a service. We provide events, we provide playblocks, all this stuff that every company needs. SaaS security. So let me go into SASE and see whether or not we can go and just show you a couple of things here. Here's the AI Copilot that you can utilize, enable it, and ask anything that you need regarding how to or where to find certain things. It really is good. So here would be the simple dashboard that would let you know the basic things. Here would be the devices, inventory of the devices, as I mentioned. So would tell you the status of all of them, healthy, not healthy, no status. This is a demo, so it is a bit different. And here you would see what kind of posture checks do you want to make. So you can assign, specific group, let's say, and prior to connection, and every 20 minutes, so you can decide when do you want to do this. You can sign a profile, let's say Windows, and then you can go ahead and decide whether or not you want to what you want to check against the certificate, BitLocker. As you can see, there are quite a few things that you can check against in order to make sure that one device is allowed into the network, and two, that the device is also safe to access the network. It's not, let's say, doesn't have any malware running, or it is not encrypted. So if it's lost, data can be exfiltrated from there. So all that good stuff. Networks can be established to different networks, whether the physical networks or going into the cloud networks. Creation is relatively easy to get a network name, select a region that you want to be, depending on, let's say, I want to be in New York because that's where I'm at. How many gateways? I have each gateway covers about 100 people. So if I'm steering some traffic there and I'm expecting, let's say, 300 concurrent sections, I want to assign three gateways and then subnets. So then there is a problem with routing and some tags that you can assign to this particular network, and click create and activate. That is pretty much, and I'm going to guide you step by step how to get there. And here would be the rules for access, for private access, who can access what and where. So here it would be in this particular network, which kind of protocols you would want to allow. So your regular firewall rules to limit access to certain protocols, and and the source here is all users. It probably wouldn't be like that in the real world. You would have a group of users here that need access to Azure or AWS or on-prem applications. Again, this is very easy. So here you go, that you have native network, and we're gonna have there is access for group and members who are in that policy, and then enable. So and this is CP demo application, Jenkins application, AWS RDP applications. As you can see, it is has quite a few and wide access and coverage as far as the applications are concerned. Well, some of those could be like Google Drive, could be a email, could be a Dropbox. Anything that you have in your environment, you can establish a secure access to it, and and also establish who can access it by using groups within your identity provider. And then you can have policies and a so like regarding this one, it's gonna Forester is the group, browser is the Chrome, and location in the country, what days you can have access to. You can also limit the time of the day, and then you can add any rule that you want. Uh, what location or countries are you coming from? What OS system is being used? Date and time check, group check, that say you want to select an additional group that can have access, and you want to, in addition to Forester, you want to add a VPN group. Here you can add a policy to check the countries, and you can find out many more. So I been over 10 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer it. Happy holidays and enjoy your time off. Thank you. Sharing.